Our justice correspondent, Pete Williams, is standing by with some new information. Pete, what have you found out?
Well, we've been told by two law enforcement officials now from different agencies that this suspect has been located and is no longer a threat. Now, frankly, at this point, I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know whether that means the suspect is in custody, the suspect has been disarmed, the suspect has been shot, the suspect has shot himself. I don't know which of those things is true, but all I can say with some certainty is that two law enforcement officials say that the suspect has been located and is no longer a threat. So we'll have to find out in the subsequent minutes what that means. Now, the second piece of information we've heard from a couple of law enforcement authorities is that as far as it appears now, there were no fatalities at the school. We've heard a varying number of injuries, half a dozen perhaps. Some, as you heard the reporter from KNBC say, some may be in critical condition. But at least at this point, it does not appear that there are any fatalities in this shooting, and that's certainly good news, Craig.
Shooting suspect, according to two sources, located. We do not know the condition of the shooter. And our justice correspondent, Pete Williams, giving us that new information here just a few moments ago. And Pete, while we're having this conversation, we're watching the scene play out. Bottom right, this is video from earlier. The big box on the left side of the screen there, that is a live picture outside Saugus High School. Pete, do law enforcement officials believe that this is a situation that is now under control?
As far as I know, Craig, the answer to that is yes. The scene at the school, at the high school, seems to be under control. It's just now the process of making certain that it's over. Going room to room, that's a long and complicated and painstaking and slow, very careful process. But you know, this whole thing is now almost an hour old. The shooting began just before 8 o'clock local time. That would be just before 11 o'clock Eastern time at Saugus High School in Santa Clarita, California. The shooting at the school was over relatively quickly. The suspect fled. Authorities had a pretty good idea where he was headed. And now it would appear, from all we've heard, that it's, for want of a better term, over in terms of a threat, but certainly not over in terms of making certain that the gunman was alone, that there are no other victims, that there are no other people who are a threat. But as far as we know, in the sense of a threat or a danger, it appears to be over, Craig, yes.